So yeah, I predicted the pandemic. Maybe not every little exact detail, but yeah, I predicted it. And it was really easy to do once you understand science and stuff like that. Not only have to get into the in-depths of science, okay? I can just briefly explain it. So you guys, if you just give me a couple minutes of your time, you can better prepare yourself and your loved ones and invest your money in a way that might benefit you into the future. And this is how you can predict the future as well. I got to highlight that, because there's only a few possibilities here. So basically, how I predicted the pandemic: one, I didn't put a timeline on it. I left it open, right? It's really hard to pick an exact moment in time as to which these events are going to occur. But when you understand the principles behind what drives these events, you can't predict that they're going to happen. So basically, what drives COVID? Okay, I can just use an example that's already proven. Okay, so corporations like SpaceX, for example, whoever they're renting out their shuttle to, will send these viruses into space because in space they become hyperstimulated. So ask yourself why that happens. They don't put it into the depth of space where it's cold and they would just go into hibernation. They're actually putting it in a pressurized and a heat controlled environment, just like on Earth. But the difference being is that it's outside of our electromagnetosphere. Our electromagnetosphere is just gravity, like I've been saying, which is why we need oil to pressurize that. And because we're taking out the oil, our electromagnetosphere becomes weaker. So as our electromagnetosphere becomes weaker, these viruses become stronger and more deadly to us. And even in the short time that we've actually seen that COVID's been around, it's already become more transmissible, and it's affecting people younger and younger and younger. It's becoming stronger. And so it's going to continue to mutate. And even if by some miracle we beat COVID, it'll come back. I mean, maybe they'll rename it something. But we're by no means out of the woods when it comes to this pandemic. And, so you can kind of understand that. And then just by watching what people actually need and what they don't need is kind of a better way to invest and make sure that your family has those things. Like, for example, toilet paper, which is really surprising to me. And then you can just understand too, like there's only really two possible futures for humanity. One, we proactively change and get our reliance off of oil and save this planet and our civilization. Or two, we continue down the same path of death and destruction, and these pandemics are going to become even worse and more often, and just something we live with on a daily basis. And there's going to be like food shortages because climate change is going to disrupt the crops and food production, and infestations and stuff like that, which are also directly related to climate change, are going to be a major factor. So it's just important to kind of recognize these things so you can be proactive in preparing, and maybe you can even help be a part of the change that we really need to see, because we really do need a miracle, and need to figure this out. And it's actually kind of easy to do if we just come together and do it. So yeah, anyway, take care.